Hey photographers and videographers. To you, this is a video. But to me, as I record this, it's the culmination of several hours of work. And today, I'm going to talk to you as the producer of this video, not the host and presenter. As a producer, I remember the advice I learned at Boy Scouts. Be prepared. Such a good motto. Just to think through the details and make sure you're ready for what's ahead. If you're prepared, everything just falls into place and you're ready for the inevitable setback. If this looks easy, that's because I'm prepared, not because I'm winging it. Well, of course, if that's your style, it's not mine. I make lists just so that I don't forget everything or anything, and so I can get a good night's sleep. Old school paper notebook, Parker T-ball jotter. I've always been a little absent-minded, and my need to get moving sometimes gets the better of me. Better to get it right the first time. Nothing worse than sitting down to edit some footage, only to realize you accidentally shot at 120 frames and there's no audio. If you don't take the time to be prepared, you may end up having to do it again. And as more than one production manager has said to me, if we don't have time to do it right the first time, Maarten, how will you ever find time to do it again? Well, if that's a wake-up call, here's a checklist for video shooters, but the same principles apply to stills, just less, or different equipment. Now, if there are several people involved, make a call sheet. You'll find templates all over the web, and send everyone a copy. Include all the details. Where to park, the closest coffee shop, and contact information for everyone involved so that the whole crew has a reference for last-minute details. You can't afford to lose time when you're panicking. Now, I plan out the shooting schedule on the call sheet so everyone knows what to expect, but it's also a good reminder to get everything done, including the poster shot for the YouTube thumbnail and the Instagram story. The night before, make sure that all your batteries are charged. Charging when you get home from a shoot is good. Charging the night before is better. Some people label their batteries so they know when they're charged and when they're done. I don't. So every battery goes in the camera or device to check that it is charged. And make sure you have enough memory cards in whatever format you need. Then back up and format the cards. You don't want to have to start deleting stuff from a card after you've started a shoot. That never goes well. Well, then assemble your kit. Check your lens or lenses. Clean them if necessary. Throw a lens cloth in the bag. Mount your preferred lens on the camera. If there's no need to expose the sensor to dust on location, don't. Now, I have two bags, a backpack and a shoulder bag, sometimes because there's a lot of stuff, but sometimes because one will make the job easier than the other. If you're using a tripod, make sure you have all the pieces. Quick release plates often get misplaced. I actually have an extra plate in my tripod bag and still ended up using a magic arm once. If it needs a screwdriver, pack that, although I use a quarter. If you're using a stabilizer or a gimbal, make sure you have all the pieces and charge the batteries. And if your gimbal doesn't come with a quick release plate, buy one. That makes getting the camera balanced once you get to the shoot easier. Then do a quick balance check. I'll check again on location, but this gets me close. And then review the device settings on the app. The same applies to any rig. Get all the pieces, put them together, make sure everything is working properly, pre-assemble as much as you can. Now, if there are exterior scenes, pack ND filters that match the lens or lenses. And for interiors, check through your lighting kit. Make sure you have the extra bulbs, gels, power cables, extension cords, and whatever else the shoot requires, and then fire them up to make sure that everything's working properly. Power the camera up, check your settings, format your cards, preset the video exposure mode. I shoot manual, set the frame and the bit rate, as well as the shutter speed. Unless you have a good eye for Kelvin settings, make sure you have a white balance card. 18% works best. It's on the back of my Chroma Selfie. Set the color profile, and this is an area of personal preference. For video cameras, I recommend that you create the look you need in camera as much as possible, unless you have the luxury of shooting in RAW. And write your settings down in your notebook so that you can repeat them when necessary or match them to another camera. And if you're shooting with an external monitor or recording on an external monitor, make sure you have the battery, media, and cables that you need. Check the settings, and again, put all the pieces together to make sure they're working before you pack them up. And that makes sure I haven't overlooked anything. Make and play a test recording with the SD card, with the external recorder. Seconds here can save a whole day's work. I always pack an extra HDMI cable. These small connectors are fragile, and that makes them flaky. And don't overlook audio. Now, I'm recording this scene with the Deity shotgun with an external mixer. Again, I check the cables, the batteries, and the media. And if your mics use batteries, check those. Pack a couple of extras. Plug everything in and make a test recording to make sure that that's all working too. And pack some extra cables. You'll never be sorry if you brought an extra cable, but you may be sorry if you didn't. And don't forget headphones for monitoring and for checking playback. Are there any props you need? Like a paddle? Is your wardrobe ready to go? Will you need makeup or a towel in case you get sweaty after scene 42? You're often surprised that I do videos like this in one take, but the secret is to be prepared. Review the script for any details that might require something extra, props like headphones. Maarten the producer makes sure that Maarten the screenwriter fine-tunes the script with Maarten the host. He rehearses it so that it flows smoothly while he's talking. And if there are multiple scenes or camera moves, they call in Maarten the cinematographer to let him know. I should have said this first, but do keep your equipment, camera bodies, lenses, external recorders, stabilizers, up to date. Make it a habit to check the support websites for updates to your stuff regularly. Now, check the call sheet for location details and time. Load the directions onto your phone and figure out how long it's going to take you to get there and where you'll park. Now, do you need any craft table stuff? Water, salty licorice, energy bars? And finally, now that all the details are covered, don't forget to set your alarm. Every shoot is different. Your equipment, your details, your requirements will change every time. A template for a checklist, unless it's a totally pro shoot, will be much too long to be useful. However, I've posted this script on my blog. The link is below. There you'll also find the checklist I described in this video. Don't forget to customize. Only you know the details that you'll need. Well, I think this shoot has gone well. My thanks to Baden Powell. And my thanks to you. I appreciate your time and enjoy interacting. Civil comments and relevant questions below. I reply to all. And then I hope your shoot goes well. Thanks for watching.